Saudi Cup and welcome to another Wrestling Wednesday on the weekend. Welcome to the Funky Pod and Wrestling Wednesday on the weekend. And again, a week full of amazing matches, amazing storyline development. So let's dive just right into it. A few days away from Extreme Rules. Alright, so let's start with AEW because, well, WWE, the pay-per-view is coming up, so let's save this for the end so that we have the best thing for last. Save the best for last. Not sure, but let's just save this for last so we can talk about what's happening down the road. So starting with the Dynamite Grand Slam on Wednesday and kicking off the show, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, which is, according to a famous German TikTok and Instagram account, like a B-movie character name or like a B-movie name, I believe. That was nice. Still, Bryan Danielson, of course, super mega star. His first appearance versus the best bout machine, Kenny Omega. And it was pretty awesome. The ending is what we have to talk about because we, again, as always on this podcast, we focus not only on just recapping the matches because there are like 7 gazillion podcasts out there, but we try to look at the build-up, the setting, the storytelling, the storyline involved. And the storyline involved was Bryan Danielson comes to AEW, not because he's mad at WWE or anything. He thanked them officially. It's like an open letter and like, hey, thanks, I'm happy about everything. Thank you so much. I'm just here because I wanted to. It's just, it feels cool. So many exciting new matches. I want to try myself. That's why I'm here. So no resentment or anything, unlike other people. So it's cool. And he said, okay, I'm here because I want to face the best people. Fair enough. Kenny Omega, world champion. One of the best people. So Bryan Danielson is like, hey, Kenny, I know you don't want to defend your title against me, so let's not make it for the title. Let's just go to see who's the best. And Kenny Omega, unheelish, kind of accepting it. Like, yeah, okay, let's go. I'm the best. Let's go. I'll show you. And so then the match itself was awesome. I believe like back and forth, of course, as you could expect. Lots of near falls also, as you could expect. Both of them like hitting the lower finishers, but of course not the main finisher. And then eventually, also spilling out the ring. So that's why I'm hesitating. Like, that was also cool, like to show that Bryan Danielson is not just a pure super mega babyface, but he's actually a competitor who wants to win. So he went after Kenny Omega outside of the ring and hit like a suplex or something, a snap suplex, I believe. Or was it Kenny Omega who did that? Anyways, they were fighting outside of the ring, and Bryan Danielson, not super heelish, but not super clear-cut, mega clean babyface, which is kind of nice. He's a competitor. And they fought to a draw because of the time limit. I think it was a 30-minute time limit, so then the time limit happened. First time I've seen a time limit actually happening in forever. I remember I've seen one before, one of the main promotions, but I really can't remember. Was it New Japan? I'm not sure. Anyway, so they fought to a draw due to the time limit, and lots of outrage, but lots of like, man, they should have done this differently, and Kenny could have lost because it wasn't for the championship. Yeah, but I mean, you have this time limit thing, and it's never been used, so why not use it? That's okay. I mean, just shows like how hard they fight and how much they go after each other. Right after the time limit was announced, like they kept fighting, and Bryan Danielson hit the lapel lock on Kenny Omega, and then he had to be like kicked off by the Young Bucks and like Kenny's stooges, of course. Also makes sense, they're helping their man, but they didn't interfere before, so they just interfered now, like after the match was over, and then they super kicked Bryan, I believe. So that was fair. I mean, it was understandable and not too heelish. So I'm all okay with it. That will lead to further matches down the road, of course, which is fair enough. But maybe now Bryan Danielson has to like earn his title shot or something like this by beating a few other guys first. But it was a great match, and I'm not mad at the time draw. So time limit draw. So all fair. I liked it. Again, storytelling wise, makes sense. 2 awesome wrestlers. There's a time limit. You can't decide who's the winner because no one's tapping the other one out or submitting the other one or pinning the other one. That's fair. You have to do it again. No problem. And then with the title on the line at like a pay-per-view or something. There you go. Second match of the night was MJF versus Bryan Pillman Jr. Bryan Pillman Jr. is growing as a competitor, but also on me, to be honest. I wasn't a fan before. I think he should have his own haircut. But besides that, I think he's getting way, way, way better. MJF is, of course, the best heel in the business right now. And he was just healing it up, storytelling-wise. He's insulting Bryan Pillman's heritage, like Bryan Pillman's, where he comes from, like his hometown, Bryan Pillman's mother, like just some, I was about to say classy, no, not classic, classic heel tactics from a storytelling point of view. I appreciate that. So healing it up here just to, of course, increase the interest in the match because, let's be honest, like, Bryan Pillman Jr. is not the mega star that Chris Jericho was in his previous feud, so that makes sense as well. Eventually, MJF, of course, was able to win, but yeah, that was from a storytelling point of view again. Like Bryan Pillman is like this baby face that overcomes the odds, but then MJF is just too much. Yes, that was good. Then we had Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes, and oh my God, Cody Rhodes. So this match, I think, if I've seen it correctly, this match got like B+ on Bleacher Report, which already leads me to never ever gonna look at Bleacher Report again. But I mean, Malachi Black, the monster, right? It almost ended Cody's career and things like that, and just goes after everyone. And then Cody beats him down. Pardon me, now see I'm even coughing after I've said that. Makes me sick to think about it. I'm sorry. But yeah, so Cody didn't just beat him down, of course. I mean, it was like a back and forth, and first Malachi Black, but then Cody, of course, hulking up in between and things like this. Arn Anderson getting involved, but not really telling Cody to like Cody bumps into Arn falls from the outside of the ring. Cody's like, oh my God, Arn. And Arn is like, oh, get back after him. Don't look at me. Like, okay, fair, yeah. But why that spot? Just to distract Cody for a bit. And then they're all like tied up in the corner somehow. And then Cody hits the ref by chance, of course, coincidentally. And then Malachi Black spits something black mist into Cody's face and then just steals the win. Why would you... Malachi Black looks like a shitty heel right now. Like, I mean, yeah, he's a heel, but he was dominant before. This makes him look like shitty, like really bad. Like, and Cody is like... He's the next Hulk Hogan. And it doesn't fit AEW. He's a WWE spy. I don't know what else to say. Like, he's bringing the WWE stuff, the old school WWE stuff, the shit that Vince would love. He brings it to AEW right now. I hate it. Cody Rhodes, you're a heel. No matter what you do, you're the biggest heel, and I hate you. And if you were a heel, it would be perfect, but you're a face, apparently. Oh, I hate his blonde hair. I hate his America tattoo. I hate Brandy, like, posing and doing stuff. Like, they would be the perfect heel couple. You turn them again. And then it's cool what they do, because then they're heels. This is, oh God, and Malachi Black now looks like a pussy. I'm sorry, I just say this right now. Even my cat is complaining, right? Malachi Black should have won, like, should have destroyed Cody. You agree? Yeah, she does. So, next was FTR. Speaking of, okay, no, it's Sting. He's the icon. It's Sting and Darby Allin versus FTR. They always had, like, I mean, FTR was like hating on Sting the whole time, of course. So, okay, yeah, fair. Tully Blanchard was, of course, hating on Sting and insulting him. So, all right, I'm okay with that. Wasn't great. And, of course, like, Sting has to then, I don't know, somehow wiggle his way out for Tombstone, and then they hit, like, their own signature maneuvers. Yeah, it's a Sting match. It's fine. Once in a while, you feel good to see the icon back in action. Not too mad at it, and it was a decent match. I mean, Darby Allin, FTR, of course, it's a decent match. Storytelling-wise, let's see where this goes. I mean, they can fight forever. Let's see what other tag teams are there to make Sting look good. But I'm assuming now it's going to be Darby Allin again on, like, one-on-one action, and then Sting just being the enforcer and things like this for a little bit, which is fair, I believe. Okay, main event was Ruby Soho getting her championship chance versus Dr. Britt Baker. And it was a good match. It was not as good as I was hoping for, but it was still very, 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 very good. I just thought like Ruby Soho with like a chip on her shoulder would come in and like would be like, yeah, let's tear this bitch down. And it was good, but it wasn't Britt Baker Thunder Rosa. Also not a stipulation, of course, but it wasn't Britt Baker. And Britt Baker kind of needed the help from the outside, from the distraction from her stooges, to distract Ruby Soho, and then Britt Baker eventually was able to, sink in the lockjaw and win. Storytelling-wise, Ruby Soho, the new fresh brace one, made sense. Britt Baker, like, I'm the champ, what do you want? Makes sense. Then Britt Baker also having issues with the ref. It's also like a nice long-term storytelling because they don't like each other for a long time already, which is fine. The interference is okay. It wasn't too bad, but I mean, it was heelish, of course, so it makes sense as well. Yeah, that's fine. But question is, where do you go here from here now? Where does Ruby Soho go? You can do a rematch right away. It wouldn't make much sense. So let's see. Let's have someone turn on Ruby Soho or assault her or insult her. Like, you come here and you take the championship. You haven't earned your dues and whatever. So maybe that's a way to have a feud for Ruby Soho with someone else. And Britt Baker, I mean, everyone can face Britt Baker, just go down the rankings and then have her face Chris Statlander or something, right? So that's okay, I believe. Okay, then we went to the Rampage Grand Slam 2 days later and started with, first Dynamite starts with Bryan Danielson. Rampage starts with CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs, which was a weird matchmaking, but I mean, the story, besides Punk never mentioning any one of Taz's Team Taz's names. Other than that, of course, like they attack him, so he's like, yo, I'm gonna kick your ass now. Fair enough. And he did. Powerhouse Hobbs did look good, actually. So Punk was also selling nice those power moves. Fair enough. Hook, of course, tried to interfere a little bit. He still looks like a schoolboy, though. But I mean, fair enough. If your dad works in a business, you grow up like this. I mean, fair enough. So and then Punk wins, of course, via GTS. Fair. The commentary was also actually quite good. Even though Team Taz on commentary, which was kind of fun. That made sense, and now this is squashed. Hopefully, I hope Punk doesn't have to go through all Team Taz now. Like, I mean, Powerhouse Hobbs basically is all of Team Taz right now. So Ricky Starks is on commentary now frequently, I believe. So yeah, I hope CM Punk can move on to someone else that makes the match a bit more, entertaining, because it's fun, technique versus power, but not all the time. So let's see who's the next to call out CM Punk. Then, awesome match, of course, the Young Bucks and Adam Cole, baby, the Super Clique versus Jurassic Express and Christian. If I could sing, it would be awesome. And I mean, Jungle Boy, like every week we see Jungle Boy, he's just pulling out more and more stops, like amazing. This dude, sky's the limit. It was good, from a storytelling point of view, and also like he faced off with Adam Cole quite a lot in between without them actually going at each other for like a lot, which was cool. So they always face off. Also, then at the end, after the Young Bucks and Adam Cole won, they isolated Luchasaurus in the ring, like where like then throwing Christian Cage and Jungle Boy off the stage outside of the ring so that they could isolate Luchasaurus. Made sense. Well done, well executed plan, good, well told story. And then they hit him like with their finishing maneuvers and picked up the victory. Then Jungle Boy comes back to check on Luchasaurus, and then while he checks on Luchasaurus in the ring, he just stares at Adam Cole, and Adam Cole stares back. That is cool. That is also nice storytelling. Not long term yet, but starting to tell a longer story. This is really cool. I like it. Good job. The match itself was also pretty fun, of course. I mean, it's the Young Bucks and Adam Cole versus Luchasaurus and like Jurassic Express and Christian with a spear at the outside. It was kind of nice on one of the Young Bucks. That looked cool. So yeah, so the match was fun, and the story told it's not over. Like Jungle Boy and Adam Cole will definitely face each other, probably at a pay-per-view, and it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for this. This is going to be cool. Love it. Then we had the Man of the Year versus Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. And I'm sorry, the only time I really was interested in Jake Hager was We the People, because it was kind of fun, stupid fun. Other than that, nah. Same here. I've never warmed up to Jake Hager, neither at AEW nor in Bellator. Nevertheless, the Man of the Year, like Ethan Page, is. I'm sorry, don't kick my ass. It's like he comes across as a vanilla heel, like the average heel, like just a pretty guy with just a cocky heel. And I know from like the vlogs, for example, from Danhausen and so on. I know he's funny and whatnot. Yeah, I've seen it, but in the ring, like he's just the average cocky, handsome heel, and it's just a bit lame. Anyways, the match was cool, and surprisingly, the Man of the Year actually stole it with a quick roll up. So yeah. And then after that, Jake Hager was of course mad, and then they just beating down the Man of the Year, and then because like Scorpio Sky was able to roll up Jake Hager because what's the ATT's guy name? American Top Dollar. Dan Lambert was like holding on to Jake Hager's feet for like a moment, and so he tumbled, and then Scorpio Sky could roll him up. And then they went after Dan Lambert, pull him in the ring, and then all of a sudden, like from all different directions, invasion, American Top Team invading AEW. That was kind of cool, to be honest. Like Paige Van Zandt, Mr. Van Zandt, Junior Dos Santos, I don't know, everybody coming in there. And then also Jorge Masvidal in his fantastic outfit. And then they beat down, like the MMA guys beat down Jericho and Jake Hager. They take down Jake Hager with like a double leg takedown, and then just ground and pound him, and then Paige Van Zandt like unloads with like boxing, because she's a great boxer, as we all know, on Chris Jericho. And then they just let him tumble around, and from the corner comes Jorge Masvidal and just flying knee, like just how he knocked out Ben Askren. And it was like Jericho should just have ducked a little bit deeper to like I don't know, copy Ben Askren a little bit more, but it was fun. I laughed at it. I had fun. I smiled. Made the match way better. And let's see what American Top Team is going to do there. Are they all going to somehow now go into wrestling and come there or appear there more often? That would be kind of cool. So, no, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I kind of enjoyed it. What I didn't enjoy was like HFO, Hardy Family Office versus the Lucha Bros and Centeno Ortiz. I love Lucha Bros. Best intro music ever. Cero. Miedo, Animo, I don't know the lyrics. That was cool. Centeno and Ortiz bring the intensity, but the HFO is just like, I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me why it's not clicking with me. They're awesome, like their moves are awesome, but I'm just not that invested. I don't know. Maybe hard to say. Really hard to say. The match itself was fine. No problem with that. The build up to the match is like I didn't really catch it. Why are they now together? The attack last time, yeah, I get it, but like why did they attack them, and where does this go now? So long-term storytelling, like where does this go now? Are Centeno and Ortiz, they want to be champs, right? Are they gonna turn on the Lucha Bros again, for example? Now that they like showed respect last time, and now they're like friendly, like will they then turn on them again? Let's see. I mean, I'm all down for Lucha Bros versus Centeno and Ortiz like 1,000 more times. It's like the Usos versus the New Day in WWE. Like you can always watch it. It's just awesome. But just wonder where this goes from here. The match I wasn't interested at all. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Where Anna Jay and Penelope Ford, and with the bunny then coming out, I'm not sure. That was not that great, to be honest. Also storytelling wise, like, yeah, I don't know. Let's move on. I don't want to criticize too much because, to be fair, I wasn't that interested and I didn't pay that much attention to the match. I mean, I saw it in an angle from my, I'm like, okay, I see it here. But that was it, to be honest. Yeah. Suzuki Gun, however, versus John Moxie and Eddie Kingston. It was brutal, of course. We knew it would be brutal, like awesome, like Suzuki, like grabbing two chairs, throwing one chair to Moxie. It's like, come on, and then just throwing or like hitting each other with chairs, like those crazy people. That was awesome. In the end, then they tied Moxie's hands behind his back and they were beating him down like Lance Archer and Suzuki. And then, Homicide, New York wrestling legend, friend of Eddie Kingston, comes in, surprises them, takes down Suzuki, cuts Jon Moxley's like shackles in the back, like unties his hands, and basically this leads to them winning. They win by, Moxley takes out Suzuki to the outside, and then Lance Archer places like a garbage can on Archer's head, and then just hits it with a candlestick. That looks really brutal, but the problem is then Archer moving in the ring, of course, like and then the camera, the camera that faces the wide side, the long side of the ring, like really shows that the head, like the trash can is like was still way above the head, so he doesn't feel anything in the trash can, and the camera really shows that there's like so much space between head and trash can. It's like, no, change the camera angle, cut, and they showed it like 2 times. So it was really obvious. So from a storytelling point of view, like nah. But other than that was fun, and I hope we're done now with this, because while I love Suzuki, it's enough for right now. Let's move on and move Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston in a different direction. But it was still cool to see Suzuki-gun back together. That was kind of cool. I like that they had like those throwbacks to those old New Japan times and so on. So overall, that was fun. I appreciate the stories being told. Mostly, sometimes it could be a little bit better. And Cody Rhodes, get off my TV, off my stream that I pay for. SmackDown then, I think the main story was the Demon attacking Roman Reigns after the main event. Main event was Roman Reigns versus Montez Ford, because Montez Ford's partner wasn't there, so Montez Ford just running his mouth, telling like, yeah man, I beat him, blah blah blah, and you need like the Usos to do your dirty work, those bitches. And when you say bitches, of course you get beaten down on WWE. That's how it works. So then main event, Montez Ford versus Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns beats him down, of course. Montez Ford has a good showing for a while, but then Reigns beats him down afterwards. Heyman is like, let's show him what Roman Reigns does when he goes all extreme. And then the Usos come out, they're beating down Montez Ford outside of the ring, and then lights out. The Demon stands, pardon me, excitement. The Demon stands on top of the ring, and then just jumps to the outside, takes him all out, grabs a candlestick from under the ring, and just goes to town with a candlestick on the Usos and on Roman Reigns. And then in the end, the Demon stands tall. Yeah. Will he win on Sunday? No. When the one who wins the beatdown before the pay-per-view always loses, of course. That's a rule. Secondly, we already saw the poster announced for the Saudi Arabia show, which says Roman Reigns, the champion, versus Brock Lesnar. I think it was right. So we know who's going to win. Unfortunately, that was not smart. It's terrible storytelling. The fact that Reigns was willing to beat down Montez Ford, though, was kind of cool. He's not like, no man, why you didn't earn? He was like, he insulted me? All right, let's beat him down. So I appreciate this. I appreciate that angle, like Roman being the badass. I'm like, dude, you insult me, I'm going to show you. Then okay, that's a bit stupid with like the glove and stuff. But other than that, cool. I like that Roman Reigns is like a badass heel, like who still is happy to dish out like beatdowns if someone disrespects him. I like it. What else did we have? Bianca Belair, the worst promo in the world, versus Becky Lynch. And now, of course, first Becky Lynch. Thank you for coming back. I missed you. Her promos make sense. Even she's the heel, her promos made sense. That was fantastic. She's like, I came back, 1 day notice, I won a championship in like a few seconds, and yet she gets a party, like last week, she gets a welcome party and I don't get anything. I like cake, but it's okay. I don't need it. I don't need anything. It makes sense. Becky, you're right. And then, of course, Bianca comes out. Actually, she wants to shake her hand, and Becky's like, yeah, I know what you're going to do now. And then Becky just slaps her, and then, of course, Bianca takes her down, because last week Becky took Bianca down, and now Bianca takes Becky down, because that's what we do. Back and forth. Let's hope Becky remains champion. Please don't play hot potato with that. I would assume, the one who wins the beatdown loses, right? Hopefully in this case. But then again, in the women's division, with both of them, with still Bianca Belair fitting having like this specific target audience. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna play hot potato now. I hope not, because the man has to keep the belt. We had Intercontinental Championship Shinsuke Nakamura versus Apollo Crews, and of course again Nakamura wins. And I love Shinsuke Nakamura, but man, this Rick Books shit, and I have to say, like, this Rick Books shit is bullshit. I hate it so much, and I know it's for the children, and they love Rick Books apparently, and Shinsuke Nakamura for his antics. The only good thing about Shinsuke fights right now is Pat McAfee going crazy on the announce table. That's the only good thing about it right now. Storytelling wise, I mean, they've been fighting forever now. Like, get over it. It's so annoying. Also, there's this Shinsuke Nakamura shit. Oh god, it's so annoying. Just let Shinsuke Nakamura be Shinsuke Nakamura. Remember when he had like those awesome main events? Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles. Oh my god, why is he in this position? I hate it. Main story was, of course, that Rick Books hit like a German suplex on Commander Aziz. Awesome. Oh god, I just feel so bad for Shinsuke Nakamura, man. Storytelling, they're gonna fight again next week. They're gonna fight every fucking week now. God. Also, the Apollo Crews, Nigerian. I thought we were over like giving people fake accents. Oh god. Zelina Vega versus Liv Morgan. With Carmella, of course, at the outside, and of course, Carmella distracting Liv Morgan, so Zelina Vega wins. Maybe that means that Liv Morgan will win at Extreme Rules. Who knows? Zelina Vega, I think, is quite good in the ring. I don't like her promos that much. She's like too bad. But tone down a little bit, Zelina Vega. Like when you were the manager, you were like those more composed, mean person. I like this much better. So be more composed and mean again. But let's see what happens. So Liv Morgan is still one of those promising stars. Storytelling wise, Zelina Vega is like, you don't deserve the championship match. I can take you down. Okay, fair enough. And for some reason, Zelina Vega and Carmella are like an item there. So okay, worked. Kevin Owens then came out to interrupt the happy talk with Happy Corbin. You know it was coming. I mean, it's been for a few weeks now, but when Corbin was like all depressed, you knew like it's gonna turn around. Like, Happy Corbin is also bullshit, just like the broken Corbin. Owens comes out. It made sense because Corbin attacked him last week, so Owens like, and then he got blindsided by Riddick Moss. And Riddick Moss is, oh god, yeah, but why is he not this happy? I'm the stooge of Happy Corbin, and he was laughing all the time while he was beating down Owens. We had Nikki Ash. That's how Cole also called her, by the way, for one time. Nikki ASH versus Natalya, of course, with their respective partners outside. She defeated Natalya again with a small package, just like last time. I appreciate that. That's good storytelling, like doing the same thing, offer distraction one more time, showing how smart she is, and Natalya being pissed again makes sense. Then Tegan Nox and Shotzi came out, of course, on the tank, and they took their shot at the championship titles at like Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH. Let's see if they're gonna throw away their shot. Hey, Lynn. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I did like Nox and Shotzi in the beginning, but now I'm afraid they're gonna make him into like this cool children's heroes. So and then it started. So I mean, no, it ended well, but like my review started well. And then what else would we have? We also have Sonya Deville and Naomi again, because Naomi makes a super long entrance, which is, by the way, very annoying. So I agree with Sonya Deville. This entrance, and then usually it gets downhill from there. That's what Sonya Deville said, and I agree with it. But then she has her escorted off for whatever reason. So I mean, they hate each other obviously, but like let her go to the ring and then escort her out. Like what? Why? That was weird. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, Naomi before challenged Deville to a match, but like Deville and like cut off the mic and blah blah blah. But I get it. You hate each other, but like why? Like what's gonna be the outcome from this story? So everything that led to the main event was lame. Sorry. Everything else that came after the main event, the beatdown and the demon was amazing. So that was cool. So I'm looking forward to Extreme Rules somewhat, even though we know the outcome already. So yeah, as I said, quick outlook into Extreme Rules, and of course the match that everyone wants to see is Roman Reigns versus the Demon, and I'm looking forward to the Demon entrance. Of course, that's going to be awesome. But I do believe, and I'm really scared that Roman Reigns will be able to beat down the Demon way too easily. Let's hope it's not the case. Let's hope the Demon makes it really, really, really extreme. But yeah, I'm a bit scared. And the thing is, Roman Reigns needs to move on then to the next target, to Brock Lesnar, probably. Like, probably Brock Lesnar gonna be there somehow, I guess, to interfere and to set up then the Saudi Arabia match. But yeah, I wonder how it's gonna happen. But we will see on Sunday. So let me know your thoughts on what you think is gonna happen on Extreme Rules. How did you like SmackDown? How did you like the AEW Grand Slams this week? As always, shout out at FunkedPod on social media, funkedpod@gmail.com via email. Like, share, subscribe to this thing. This would be really cool. Leave a review. That's the best thing you can do, because then that's how people can find it. It's very much appreciated. Until then, don't forget, always kick out at 2, and I'll see you soon. Take care, stay safe. Sawadee Krap.